Well, well, well. Good morning, good noon, and good night, citizens of Upland. You are watching the Upland Action News. Today is April 13th. The time is 1:02 p.m. The year is 2021. My name is Left House, and I am joined by my brother and co-host and co-most, Emmett E. Left, as well as Tusko. And we will be getting into a little bit of Tusko live here in a little bit, and we'll talk to him as well. But first, I want to talk to my brother about that beginning of our show. Did you see that video to the theme song?
It's different. Yeah, We've got a lot more in there, don't we?
We do, because that's the contributors from the early adopters of the left community contributing their art pieces. We took a lot of their art and we threw it in the mix, and so we have a bunch of these NFTs that we're gonna give away to the community for free. To the guys that contributed their art to it as well. It's just gonna go around like merry cheer. I don't know. Like it's what's free? What goes around for free these days?
COVID.
There we go. We're gonna give out these NFTs like COVID, baby. Thank you. Thanks for that, Tusko.
Right on, man.
Tusko. Yes. All right. So let's figure out who are you, Tusko? What are you doing here? How the heck? Why are you in the Upland Action News studio? Tell us everything.
Huh? Well, I think we have a mutual acquaintance named Nichiren.
Yes.
And I'm an avatar from Second Life come to real life. And Nichiren is a friend in Second Life. And I think you frequent live shows with him, right? In Second Life at times, right?
I've made it to one show in Second Life.
Oh, only
there.
one. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Only one. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been, there's so many of these metaverses and this, that, and the others that
it really is.
It's it's getting, and there's more coming. So it's getting crazy. But yeah, I've met Nietzsche through Upland. And we've kind of collaborated and worked on a few things together. So that's how I kind of met him.
That's very groovy. I'm only learning about Upland.
Yeah. So Nietzsche is the fella that sort of introduced you to the NFT world?
Absolutely. I've only learned about it you see the recently in the news a lot. You see NFT in the news all the time in the headlines. I had no clue what it was except for musicians were getting paid. It was ridiculous. I was like, I've never even heard of that guy. He just made 11 million. That's awesome. That's wonderful. It gives people a chance,
Yeah. No,
but I didn't really know what it was up until now.
Yeah. It's a lot to figure out. Yeah.
It is. Well, it's a lot to unpack once you get into, you scrape the surface of the headline, you go deeper and you're like, oh, now I see what musicians are thinking about.
Yeah.
I'm a musician from way back in the day, and so, I'm trying to stay always ahead of the curve, and on this one, I'm behind.
Yeah, no, I think
still early though. You're still early.
Yeah. You're right on time, I think.
There's a huge learning curve for sure.
There is.
Because it seems like it's opening up possibilities and
you have to wrap your mind around blockchain first, I think.
Yeah.
Like once you really understand what they're talking about, and as an artist, I have to sort of do it in a different kind of way. I'm terrible with math. I'm terrible with number. If I just see a number, it's almost like I'm allergic to that.
Oh yeah.
So it takes a different way to think about it. And when I think of blockchain, I have to see it in like sort of spatial dimensions, and understand. Oh, so way over there, there's other people that are agreeing upon the transaction, like everywhere out there, like in the tentacles of the internet. So it's groovy, man.
That's a lovely way to visualize it. It sort of reminds me of when I first started getting into computers. I couldn't figure it out. All the music that I was making was on 4 tracks, and everything had buttons and knobs and were tangible.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it was like this computer, and it was like it just seemed too big and massive. And it was a friend of mine that said, just think of it like a filing cabinet. And for some reason, that was like my gateway into computers. I was like, okay, a filing cabinet. I have these different files in these drawers, and all of us off to the races after that. But up till that point, you need that sort of thing, the key to break your mind into it, to be like, oh, okay, I get what's going on here. Same thing with like blockchain. Like when I first started reading different white papers from different companies and stuff, I was like, everything I read, I just felt like this is all backwards from everything that I learned or everything that in the systems that we're in, like how it operates. And then it just like, I started to get really pissed off. Like I've been lied to and we've like this, we've been robbed our whole lives, you know, like because of, you know, so yeah, going down that rabbit hole.
When I started understanding it, I kept thinking, well, so what is a government doing? What does the government actually, what is the function? Why are they in people's currency, let's say?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's bizarre when you start thinking about government is a little bit like sort of a retail operation, kind of. Like they're thinking about cash. It's an odd thing in my mind.
Yeah. For that.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's nice to, you know, that the way I sort of look at it is it's like, you know, some amazing creative techno punks decided to create some sort of technology that would benefit the people. And I think it's
right? Like when it's like it's more of a humane way to sort of think about a system, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about music. Where does the road for music begin for you?
I was a kid growing up in New York, and I used to busk in the subways, on platforms, you know, the South Street Seaport. I used to get chased by the police a lot. Washington Square Park. I used to have a acoustic and ovation. I used to just play out there, put the case out. Go to Midtown, play for the construction workers right at lunchtime. A decent busker could make, you know, back in those days, $30 an hour, just for standing out there and playing stuff, you know.
Heck yeah.
And so until the cops chase you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You got to pick up real quick.
So then I've always been in the arts, you know. I've been sort of a fine artist, graphic designer. I've always been in the arts somehow. And the music part was always in it somehow. Somehow I was always making music. Even though, like, I'd say do a movie or I'd do a documentary or some other, I'd always be something. Music is right behind, you know. It's like there's a guitar in my house. I'm playing every day. Anyway, as I progressed, I got a band called Sons of Brando, and it's because everybody in New York City, where I was growing up, used to dress like sons, like Marlon Brando in the with the jeans and the leather jacket from the Wild One, you know, the motorcycle. So everyone I knew in New York was like sort of like a Hell's Angel kind of look, right? And so I used to say we look like Sons of Brando, you know, and so that became the name of the band.
Great title. Yeah, great band name.
Thanks, man. We used to play all over New York City, New Jersey, Bleecker Street. We played all the clubs, you know, Knitting Factory almost, headlining every week. I mean,
awesome.
We were right behind other New York bands that were currently making it at the time. And, you know, we thought, that band just played here. And now look, they're on MTV, you know, and it was rocking. And so it was a time. And the problem is, my musical style is sort of self-taught. And so I don't fit a genre. I just sort of make things up, like what I used to hear, in, like, say, on the subway. I would hear rhythms and things, and I would just play it on guitar. Or conversations that my, you know, family was having. I'd play the musical version of what they were saying, you know, that
scoring
kind of,
life.
Yeah, sort of. Or we're all watching TV, and I'd be like trying to figure out the music to the commercial before it ends, you know, like, and they would like, stop playing, man, I'm trying to watch, you know. So,
spoiler alert.
Well, the problem was, I couldn't pick a genre, and every time I had like a deal, you know, like a meeting with some sort of record label, they'd always like, so what's your genre? And I would just say music, and they'd be like, oh, no, you got to go in the record store, pick a tab, and then tell us that, you know, and that's what you'll be.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it, you know. because it's not the way I play. I mean, even if I said, oh, I play rock, even if I said that, it won't be true all the time because I'm going to go into something else by accident. It's just going to happen because I have no idea what I'm doing because I'm self-taught, right? I'm just doing it by ear.
Yeah.
And so I joined the internet like everybody in the late 90s, and a lot of people used to perform karaoke in Yahoo Messenger, of all things, right? And this is way back in like 96, 97. And so I had joined that just so I could keep my flourish up as a performer, because I wasn't performing because I was a radio DJ, and it was a conflict of interest, so I had to put Sons of Brando away, and I was a professional DJ for 8 years. But while I was doing that, I was performing in Yahoo Messenger. And so from Yahoo Messenger, it used to be very griefed, very, very griefed all the time. Terrible, weird porn griefs, everything you can name. They would freeze the rooms, everything. And then we found out, a lot of us Yahoo Messenger people found out about Pal Talk. And you raise your hand, and it's very civilized, and you get 3 songs, and you can, and so there were hundreds of musicians in Pal Talk. And then Second Life was born. And they had an economy. Pal Talk had no economy. There was no tips, no nothing. So all these Pal Talk musicians, about 15 years ago, migrated from Pal Talk and jumped ship. It was about 25, 30 of them, jumped ship into Second Life, and hence the music scene was born in Second Life. And now there's thousands. There's everything from DJs, comedians, jugglers.
Amazing.
Yeah, and every kind of music, karaoke singers, all kinds of things and people are getting paid to do that. They're getting booked gigs, and I'm one of those people. It took me about 3 months for a friend of mine. His name is Ethereum, coincidentally, but he joined from Pal Talk into Second Life before I did, and he kept trying to convince me. And he was like, hey, listen, man, for real, they're getting paid. Come in and I'll give you a gig, and then you'll see. And so after about 3 months of banging my head and nobody else was on Pal Talk anymore, I jumped ship and went into Second Life. And sure enough, on the very first day, Ethereum gave me half his show, and I was getting tips. I was like, whoa, I don't even have to go to train? What? Okay, cool. Let's try it.
That's great.
And then Tusko OK was sort of born. It's been about 14 years now.
Okay.
14 and a half years, yeah.
And you basically played daily, I think, from you're like doing something live from your YouTube channel. Is that like feeding through someplace in Second Life for you, or?
Well, what I'm currently doing is I'm trying to blend both worlds, just so that, I have followers, fans in Second Life for over a decade. People have been following me and tipping me every single day, continuous. It's a really, it's a big family. It's a really wonderful, supportive community. And so I wanted to give back, because there's a lot of mystery when you're just in earbuds, or you're on like little tiny speakers on people's desks, or you're on nice elaborate systems on there. When they're only hearing you from the internet and you're just a little cartoon figure on their monitor, there's a lot of mystique about it, like what's behind that. And so this is like the Wizard of Oz, where I'm showing them what's behind that curtain. How do I make music for you? Like, you've been coming here for more than a decade. I think I owe you the reality of what I do.
Yeah, right on.
And so that's what well, because when I joined Second Life, the idea was always sound like I'm about to, play Madison Square Garden. If I can get into that mind frame, right, then the people will also get into that mind frame, because it's my presentation to them, like, guys, we're in Madison Square Garden and you're there, right? And that's the idea of my show.
Funny, because my brothers come at me in the middle of creating songs or albums before, and it's been like, that exact statement. Like, this is built for a stadium, this song, or, you know, like it's so definitely
There's
resonate with
supposed
some
to be
of that for
dancing
sure.
bears on the left side of the stage, you know, like, yeah, there's a whole stage performance that goes with it.
Three-ring circus, man.
Yes,
Three-ring
yeah.
circus, right? And
Yes.
it'll be like, which ring do I really want to focus on at the moment, right? It's really
Yes.
going to be like that during your show. And so it's like a person I've been looping for more than a decade, and randomly, like nothing is saved, like just I just let it flow out, and whatever's going to be, like I have a few sort of frameworks that I could play off of.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've got a bank of lyrics that I cull from all the time, and I mix it together during the shows. But the music itself, it's kind of like, sometimes it's framework, and sometimes it's like, who knows what's going to happen? You know what I mean?
Yes. And so you just mentioned looping. So that's like, how do the mechanics to your music work here? Because you do a lot of looping, yeah?
I only do looping only
Okay.
because like I said, I was in this band called Sons of Brando, and
Right.
after that ended for me, I found it really difficult to find band members, and no matter how, every form, hey, anybody want to start a band? You know, no matter what, even today, I'm forced to be a loop artist because I can't get a band together, even
Right.
today. And so, but I don't want to just be a singer-songwriter with an acoustic. I mean, that's wonderful. I love Neil Young. You know, of course, that would be awesome, but it's not everything I want to do, right? As an
Right.
artist, I want to be open to do like I have my gear ready for any kind of performance, right?
Yeah.
And so, my idea is to not be limited in the moment of creation, right? And to trust myself enough to know whatever's going to happen, right? It's going to work out. Somehow it's going to be all right, you know, and as long as I'm groovy, so will this flow, right? And then if the flow is groovy, in my mind, I'm so intimate with my audience because I'm inside their head. It goes air, right? Like if you did that to your friends and family, right directly that close in their ear, they'd be like, "What are you doing?" And I do that every day
Yeah.
to people all around the world. I'm so deep within inside of the skull, the cranium, and I have to take care of what I'm presenting to them, and I have to look at it like the way, like, say, Alfred Hitchcock would look at a screen, right? Like the frame. You have to look at every single moment of this frame is like real estate. It's
Yes.
really important. Like every little thing, like I've been an art director on films, and the way I've framed my frame is on purpose, right? It's done in sort of a way that I'm trying to present something, right? This is my presentation, and this presentation, man, is like for me, adds to the intimacy of I'm hearing most people's heads usually when I'm live.
Yeah.
So if I say something awful, like it penetrates, I'm already inside them going awful, you know, saying awful things. But if I'm vibing this ultimate sort of positive vibration that's sort of that every human feels within the universe, right? If I can capture that and bring it to people in such an intimate way, believe it or not, for that moment, whoever is listening not only is okay, but they're at true peace, and then they start to feel that peace. They start to experience it, and they start to feel it, and then they start to want it more. Because when they realize that that peace is actually freedom, right?
Yeah.
Because they're not considering anything. They're just hanging out going, wow, that was cool. Wow, whoa, okay, all right. Oh, it's in my left ear, it's in my right ear. You know, it's awesome.
Nice.
It's like a living piece of, like a painting that comes to life and could tap people and say, "Man, we're gonna make you feel good."
Yeah.
Sort of like that.
Yeah, you're speaking much language that I'm right in line with. Like I really do like how you're like seeing it, and I think it translates in your music. What you're saying directly translates in the sound. I think
Thank you, man.
are you down to play some music for us? I think it would be
Yeah,
great.
yeah, I
have
can
more
totally
questions.
play.
Yeah, I got
no,
more
totally.
questions.
I
Well,
can play now. I could
yeah.
play while we're talking. I can play at any time, man.
Sweet, yeah.
So
That's
it's up
what I
to
was
you.
kind
You
of
want-
thinking. It'd be great if you just played. Maybe we can talk while you're playing. We just keep the show going and see what happens.
Right on, man.
All right, great. Beautiful. All right.
This is amazing.
You hear that, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna turn my mic so that you don't pick up my,
Yep. Yeah. Get yourself set up. And if you're in the audience here, go ahead and like and subscribe. I should have said that at the top of the show. But let's see.
Tuxo
we've got-
likes up. Smash that like.
Smash the likes for Tuxo. Tuxo. Am I saying it wrong? Tuxo. God, I gotta get this right. Napoli. That was amazing. Hell yeah, that was
Yeah,
amazing.
that was beautiful.
Thank
God,
you,
I just
man.
think you wrote the new theme song. That was insane. Wow,
You
yeah,
can
that
have
was.
it, man.
That is like that's seriously that's deep. That is epic. Yeah,
Thank you, bro.
you're
Thank
a
you.
legitimate soldier of music, man. That's power right there. So you do you have a line of NFTs? Can we buy some of this music in the form of NFTs at this point?
I am so brand new at this. I have zero. I
Wow.
don't even know how it's created yet. Nichiren said we're going to run through a few classes with
Great,
with
great,
that.
great.
So
Yeah.
I haven't any clue yet, but I'm so excited to be joining this modern day musicianship. I mean, this is going to be part of the music business. I have to
Yes.
be part of this. Yeah.
I mean, that's like that song right there. I mean, yeah, gee, just do that every day, make an NFT every day, and you're off to the races. Beautiful.
Yeah, you're gonna do
I
something
I do
special with
this
live music NFTs. I have a feeling.
I don't know yet. I haven't. I mean, I've learned so many different things. There's so many different ways to approach it.
Yeah.
But I'm so inexperienced. I just want the best thing for my audience. I mean, I have
100%.
people all over the world that would I'm sure support this. It's just if I give sort of a schlocky kind of a product, I try to do on this limited budget of a musician. To give the best presentation of everything, whatever I'm doing, whether it's always a struggle with the sound, or it's a struggle with the video, it's a struggle with the background, the gear. There's always something that you have to always. Oh, I can improve that because let's see my budget. Yeah, I'll improve this one first because I can afford that. And so, you compile up until you get
Understood.
here, right? Until you get
Yeah.
to this point. And
Yeah.
now you guys are excited. I can't even believe you guys even tapped into this of what I'm doing. I'm so excited to be here, guys. You have no idea.
Yeah, no, it's so cool. Like, like I said, I think you're here at the right time in this whole NFT space. And what you're kind of looking at and going through, like I'm sort of going through some of that myself. We've made like 7 feature films. We've got a bunch of short films, music videos.
I'm
We've
really
got-
excited about to see the feature films, man. I'm dying to
Oh,
see
yeah.
these. So you
Oh,
gotta
cool.
for real.
Oh, happy to share
Because
some links with you.
I like I said, I've been a filmmaker before and this kind of thing, and
Yeah.
so to hear that is like, whoa, this is too much. This is just it's blowing my mind. The whole
For
to
sure,
be an
yeah.
artist is not dead. To be an artist is not dead. You just have to understand.
Yeah, it's very very much alive in this day and age. I feel like, and yeah, I'm happy to share links to the films with you. But
Sweet.
like you're saying, like I feel you. Like it's like you want it to come out in the right way and proper, and it did. But it's sort of like there is no rules in some ways. I sort of feel like I get thrown back to.
There's no rule. Yeah, it's
to,
you're in the
the-
wilderness. You're in the
yeah.
wilderness. Yeah.
It's sort of like
It's like being a
reminds me of,
pioneer.
the old days of like going to the record shops and looking for a record and this that. Like imagine this, like the idea of like we have a film that we're working on right now that's like we're almost
Oh,
finished with it.
really?
It's a feature, and think about it like this: what if I only made 10 copies of this film, 10 NFT copies, stacked them out in a way that like if Netflix wanted to buy it, they would have to buy one of the NFTs. Now I only have 9 left to sell. Like, do you see the scarcity? Like how like I don't understand what it is that I'm actually saying, but I know that there's
No,
something
but that
there.
is that there are complexities to this entire thing,
Yes.
especially from a creative perspective. Like as a creative person, what you release. I mean, one day it could be a script, one day it could be a film, it could be music. I mean,
Right.
you have to see how all of this is entangled together somehow, and
Yes.
how the pathway is current. Like what is the current pathway for us? I mean, back in the old days, we used to have to try to get films into movie theaters, like through competitions. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like even though those still exist, this is a lot easier.
100%.
Easier in that it makes good films that were made without a budget possible to be great films that end up getting a budget for the next film.
Right. No, it's
Right.
true. Or the concept of, say you wanted to do like a world tour and you sell, you know, a group of NFTs to fund that world tour. You know what I mean? You sell like different pieces, and you're off to the races. There's like
This is the one thing that I'm curious about
Yeah.
NFTs, and maybe you can answer it.
Well, there's a company called the Uplift Nation, which they create, it's all for funding charity, but they created like a line of NFTs called Uplift.art, and everything there is to fund their charity. You know, so there is like ways to utilize and
For
work
sure.
it, you know.
But my question is this.
Yeah.
So how is there discernment? Like, is there discernment amongst this? Like, for example, can anything become NFT even if it's not art and just be called art? And then could that in itself?
Well, I believe that there's a fart has been sold as an NFT at this point.
Right on. See,
Yeah, I believe
that's
that
where
that
we're
has
going.
happened.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so it's possible.
Tweets
that-
are being sold as NFTs as well. So yeah, kind of. I mean, that's the art and gaming is utilizing NFTs the most right now. But you know, eventually it's going to be your ID, your insurance, you know, because of the basically the smart contract. You know, like the it's like removing that third party person all within the NFT. You know, like. You know, like how it is if you when you sell that NFT and somebody else sells it, you'll forever get your 5% or whatever percentage you put into it, right? You know, so there's just kind of like mechanics that come with it. I mean, there's even like NFTs that are being used for like financial, like DeFi financing. You can stake NFTs to earn, you know, other cryptos and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah,
so essentially, NFT is sort of the modern version of Mona Lisa or
Yes.
or Babe Ruth trading cards.
Yes.
Like you find the $1 million one.
That's
I
it.
guess is the idea, right?
the smart contract capabilities that people are utilizing within NFTs, it basically seems like at this point, people are, you know, the craziest ideas that people are coming up with, if they can find someone who can code those ideas somehow, then it's coming to life through NFT, you know, which is like just breathing crazy.
And is it like every market where sometimes things are popular and other times it just falls flat? Is that possible as well?
Yeah, I believe there's there's bubbles to this. I think this whole thing is a bubble that we're in right now, you know, like, and it will pop and it'll settle and it'll rise again, you know, like but I don't think well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it'll pop. It has to eventually, you know, but I don't think it's going to pop anytime soon because it's it's still being defined, you know, it's still being realized.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. You feel like you're you know, out in the West during pioneering days, and you know, you're hacking down trees. Like, I don't know, I guess this is okay, and then you fall off into the river. You know.
Yeah. Yeah,
so it's weird,
we have
man.
a question coming in from the audience here, and it's how would you act upon the copyright issues that's on my mind for music NFTs? And you know, in some of the research I've done, and some, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, somebody out there, but I believe like when you know, like print something on the blockchain, that's basically like you're copywritten at that point, you know. I've read
that
stuff
too.
like I was looking into like, you know, putting Left House, our whole company, on the blockchain, and I was even reading like you don't even need an LLC anymore because it's done in the technology, you know.
I believe that too.
I think
it's almost like a timestamp of exactly the transaction that you're thinking of what you're doing.
Yeah, so I believe that is the copyright, you know, like there isn't anything stronger than that, and it removes that third party.
I've been believing in that sort of thing for, I'd say, 15 years.
Yeah.
The moment I started recording music on a computer, I saw the timestamp on it. You can't mess with it. It's in the meta tag. It is what it is. And even if your music was stolen, all you have to do is just like, well, I don't know. I think I'm first. You know, I think this is let's see where the cards lie. You know.
Right. Yeah.
So I've never had that paranoia of releasing music, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's like kind of the cool thing about releasing your music as an NFT. Yeah, somebody can still steal it, and that'll still happen. But the person that has the stolen copy won't be able to like resell it and make money off of it that way, or stake it, or put it up for a loan system, or there are all the other the things that are going to come with.
Yeah, it'll be tagged. It'll be tagged.
Much different features and functions your song will have now. Coming by way of NFT. So
I also though never believed in the copyright system in a way.
Right.
For that as a determination, like because essentially then you're thinking of songs in value only through dollars, right?
Right.
Only through who's going to get this money for this here popular song that I wrote, or no, I wrote it. Okay, I understand that, but again, the purpose of music, like if you just Google my name, there's hours. I can't even tell you how much free music is out there. But that means what? Why would I just bleed out songs after songs? Why would I just pour that out? Because my belief of music is something else. Like, I'm not really doing it. Like, as an artist, everything I do creatively essentially is just to be alive in this freaking system. Like, I have to get bananas off a tree somehow, in modern day. And the only way I can get my bananas is like go work for the man, or join some corporate thing, or I'd have to stop some creativity in me because I'd have to shut my mouth in a lot of ways. And creative people express themselves in every colorful way they can, right?
Yeah.
And so my point being, I'm not really sure anymore that copyrights do anything for artists if they think about music is really meant for people's betterment. If you think that music is like I'm gonna get a hit and this is X amount of money, if that's in your head, that happens. Boom, you've got it. And that's one concept of music. But another concept of music is when other people contact you and say, I was watching your show, man, I've got cancer, but I felt great. And I feel like you help make me feel better while the chemo's dripping through my system.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah.
So like now I could have said nobody ever hears that, right? We're going to pay for this and we're going to monetize everything. And now the possibility of that person who was suffering, who had their suffering diminished in some way, that would have been eliminated, right? Like that would have never happened. And I get contacted like that all the time, and like, oh, I was having such a miserable day. I need this. This cools me out at the end of my day, or whatever it is. I get expression of comfort and peace after hearing like a show, whatever. And so that alone, like that's huge. It's like being a pharmacy company in a way, right? Like it's a huge responsibility. It's a burden. In that it's a responsibility, and to do it correctly presenting NFTs, working in other arts like painting or whatever, like to do all of it, you sort of have to try to keep making as an artist better than the last time you did. I remember when I was painting, I did all right, but it's, I could have been better. Yeah. That's your moment. That's your moment to make it better,
Yes.
And so like music for me, like you see my presentation, but it's been, if you look in my YouTube, you'll see the progression of sucks, getting better. No, that was a mistake, and then you'll see the finances, like, yeah, that was a miserable year. And then you'll see you can watch a progression of an artist trying to stay with the stream of consciousness of the planet. It's very hard to do when we're all disconnected, right? It's very hard to do. And so the digital world is the only way I've had that release, I've done real life shows. You get gigs and whatnot. It's really cool. Mm-hmm. But it's so infrequent. It's so infrequent. But Second Life, man, I'm booked almost every day. My last year, I have, for free, people can listen to all of 2020 shows for free. and that's like 360, 70 shows, or 400. I mean, I don't even know. There's a lot of shows there. Because I was doing like 3 shows a day, and if you look at the numbers, we once added up James Brown, his concerts and my concerts, and 1 year I beat him. I beat how many shows he
You're
did.
the Filipino James Brown? Is that what you're telling us?
No, meaning his
incredible.
label used to be the hardest working man in show business, and I kept thinking like, I don't know about that.
So you're the harderest working man.
Although he was flying and I was sitting, right? So maybe he's got me beat in ways. It's all relative, isn't it?
Okay, all right, yeah. I see your point. That's amazing.
Yeah,
wow, that's a lot of shows. That's incredible, though. How fun. Do you feel that it goes both ways? Like, are you getting healed from the music as well, or you know, because
I believe
it
in
was
a
a
very
burden.
strange thing, and it's called stage health. Have you heard of it? It's a real thing.
Stage health. Yeah, no, I have not heard of it.
You see it often. Like I remember Michael Jordan. He had the flu, and he shot like 65 points, and he won the game, and he
Okay, I
dropped
know
on
what
the
you
floor.
mean now.
yeah.
So stage health means you can perform, even at your most depleted moment, right? You bring yourself up to a level of performance level, meaning you can crank your adrenaline. When you do that, your entire system cranks. So including your immune system. So when I'm on stage, and let's say I have, I once broke my finger, and I had to perform. Before the show, you cry like a during the show, you don't even know. Like you see blood flying on the guitar, you don't even understand what's the blood, what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's stage health. And so there's been times like I've been through surgery. I've of course I've had illness. I've allergies. You go and perform, and then you're better. You don't feel any illness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I got a part in a movie, and there was a scene I had to shoot, and it was the whole scene was going to be done in one take, right? So there was no setup. So I'm on the side of the street, and I had to eat a slice of pizza, one of those giant slices of pizza, right?
Yeah.
Like 2:30 in the morning or something like that. We did like 10 takes. So I ate like a whole large pizza and a half, and then we broke for lunch. And I went and ate lunch. It was like the character's belly. It wasn't my belly or something like that. I could never do that in real life. Like you said, go eat this whole large and a half pizza. I probably couldn't get through, but like half of it, maybe, But I was still hungry afterwards. So it's similar to what you're saying, like different but same, But I get it, and I've been there too. Where it doesn't matter when you're performing or when you're in it, like you don't feel anything. Like then that's a beautiful thing. So
also, most performers when they're in the immersion moment, like when they're in that state of immersion, I believe you stop being yourself. You stop being who you are. Like that includes your suffering.
Yes.
Right. So if you think, oh, the guy Tusko, well, he had a miserable day. He's got he dropped the hammer on his toe. Oh, he's crying all day. You know what I mean? Like if you think you're suffering somehow, the moment you're performing, that whole identity of that guy who was miserable is gone. There's no existence of that person. And in fact, your entire ego, your entire existence dissipates. So even if you, that's why people die on stage, because they don't even know that they're being mortal. They don't even know this. They have no clue. Then they just go,
Yeah.
But you can be in that state, right? And in my mind, it's a little bit like a religious experience where you experience a thing called kenosis, right? Where you empty out yourself like a vessel. Like in the Roman Catholic religion, that's what they assume, like extreme saints would wash out their entire beings for the population. And so, in other words, to give up your ego, basically. and become something else for others. Kenosis, right? And so that act of kenosis, that emptying of yourself, includes toxins and includes miserable things and includes so at the end you're no longer here as you anymore, and you're just flowing like
That's
from
awesome.
something else. Yeah.
I love, man. If you had a cult, I would join it. I'm a believer. I'm all in.
No, my cult is all about peace, man.
Absolutely. No, I feel it. So I would love for you to play some more music.
Yeah. Sure.
I would like to open up the wheel here for we do giveaways.
I watch,
giveaways.
For sure. Yeah.
So
watch the addresses.
All right, yeah. So we're gonna take some. Why don't you start playing and go ahead? The wheel is open there in the chat room at the top. You'll see a pinned message there that will lead you to the form to get you signed up. We got some musical NFTs from Left Planet. We'll give away some of the new theme song music videos as well. So get your guys on the list, and let's rock and roll. It'll be fun. Get those addresses in, folks. Close the wheel up here and start spinning it. Closing that wheel.
Tutsko, what do you use for your looping? What are you doing your looping with?
This is called a Boss Loop Station. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I have it on bypass. There.
Good.
Because I couldn't hear the effect. Now I hear effect. Meaning, it was RC300. I've been using this one for a lot of years, and prior to that was the model before that. I don't even remember. The RC30, I think it was called.
Yeah.
That was before. Anyway, so I've been looping for a lot of years on SL, and this is the machine I use. It's groovy. Watch this.
A little wah flutter for you.
It's groovy, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, plus you can
Nice.
control music. So it's like being with a band. I just had to figure out a way to give presentations so that people can feel a band momentum and do it consistently,
Yeah.
without boring people,
Yeah.
It's kind of easy to bore people.
It's natural though. Doesn't feel that loopy all the time. I don't think about the loop.
Looping, it's kind of like what you do anyway when you walk down the street. You kind of loop a pattern in your head anyway, and that's what I do. I just recognize patterns and rhythms and stuff and try to make music. And learn the gear, like to have good timing and stuff,
Yeah. Sounds fluid.
My horror show is always the cables. Like all the cables always break. So that's always like tracking down which cable in the dark room, a black cable, which one is broken.
All right, Em. Let's spin the wheel, huh? Let's give away one of the theme song NFTs, yeah? Spinning the wheel. Crypto Monkey. Congratulations, you are the first winner of today's wheel. Keep that wheel spinning. Let's spin for another theme song. The wheel is spinning. Have a winner. U5RAW.wham. Congratulations. Keep that wheel spinning. That's fun. This is the way the wheel should spin every day. Spinning that wheel. 1, 2, 3, go. Have a winner. D2TR.wham. Just for yourself. Theme song to the Upland Action News Show. Congratulations. Let's spin the wheel again. Sorry, my timing was off on that. I raced it. 1, 2, 3, spin the wheel now. Have a winner! IP3AW.wham. Congratulations. You're a big winner. keep the wheel spinning. Oh, I wrong timing again. There it is. Another theme song up on the board. The wheel spins and spins and spins and spins. And we do have a winner. 5FVR.wham. Yes, let's spin the wheel one more time. This will be the last spin of the day. Big spinner, big winner. And the wheel rolls. And we have a winner. .puqw.wham. Congratulations. Tusko, I got a question for you.
What's up?
How many babies do you think were made to your music?
Oh, man.
There's got to be hundreds. I would think thousands, maybe.
When I was in high school, hold on, let me turn this reverb.
Sure.
When I was in high school, man, a friend of mine, he was a drummer. We made a band. It was a two-man band. We entered the senior year high school battle of the bands, and we won. So for that, we got the richest family of the school paid for the graduation, and we played it. We're playing the live show in this very elaborate backyard. It was beautiful, right on the side of a lake. And we looked up and we realized there's nobody out here in this yard. How are we playing this party? And then the girl from the party ran up and said, "Keep playing. Everybody's in the bushes."
That's amazing.
That's real, man. That happened.
I believe it. I believe it. It's
some
sexy music you play.
Well, who knows? But it is the rhythm of life, right? I mean, that's what I'm playing.
It says Susie Q in the audience is saying this is a true story. She's backing you up on it. I don't know if she was out there in the bushes or not, but she seems to know what she's talking about.
It's my manager.
Oh, very cool. That's awesome. Well, man, we have to have you come back again. And
that's really nice.
When you start minting some NFTs, we'd love to, do a giveaway, give away some of your
dynamite.
stuff. Yeah,
How
do
nice.
something.
Really groovy.
Yeah, this is insane. You're nuts. You're the best. Like
You're
I said,
so nice, man.
Thank
you, guys.
I'll
Both
follow
of you. Really, it's been dynamite. My time here. Thank you, man.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, Emmett, is there anything else we need to say? You're on mute, Em, right now.
I'm sorry. There we go. I was just echoing everything that you said. Love what you're doing. Love your vibe and your style.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Style.
Well, thank you for inviting me here, guys. I really can't even believe that this happened. It's so wonderful. I'm honored. Appreciate
just the way that you think about stuff too is very cool to hear and refreshing.
Right on, man.
So.
Cool. That's what we need in this world. Something different, right? Just a little bit of refreshment, like not so negative doom and gloom all the time,
Definitely.
Yeah, I love it.
With reality. I mean, coolness, there's reality to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think you've healed me today, so thank you very much for that. And
man, thank you. Thanks so much, man. Great opportunity. It's really nice.
Very cool, very cool. All right, everybody. Good morning, good noon, and good night. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. We'll see you guys in the metaverse. This is.
Is this a wrap?
The intro song playing out right now. But it's kind of fun when we talk about it over the end. Thanks again.
Yeah.
Right on. That was groovy.
Yeah. Love what you got going on, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It was really fun, man. It's great to learn about all this new stuff, man. It feels like invigorating.